Well, I would like to talk about myself, but first I would like to say I know who you are and you know who I am at this time, but you have a problem that's wired wrong in your head, which is saying no to what you see and hear and yes to yourself with what you say with yourself. And everybody who's not yourself is not yourself. Well, I am the top of the Godhead, and everybody knows who I am when you see me because I am myself, except in this world we don't because you are threatening my physical safety. And that's how you don't know who I am while in the world. Well, that's not by design. You're not by design threatening my physical safety. You are far in the debt. You are in debt. I just saw somebody make a comment on the internet site of Charles Toh about a video that I posted, which means the comment was directed at myself. And that person made an illegal alive human being, shunt of a human being, right there with the comment saying no to myself about the video. He made a shunt and he has to find the shunt, and he's ignoring that he has to find the shunt and leave the internet. He just doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know how to say no to what he sees and hears, and then he leaves it and he goes to find the shunt that has to do with what he said, and that shunt will take all of his property and put him in jail and prison like a police officer, and they both stay in there as inmates is due. Well, you don't have all the shunts in the prisons on that point, and I don't have them another way ordered. That's how they're ordered for myself deceased. That means you have a lower problem than that if you don't get into a jail and prison. It's below that, not above that. You're really spending something that you don't know about your own self in your time ahead of yourself. What is ahead of yourself? I have myself deceased here at the bottom of the hells, and I am deceased. That means I'm just like you. I was put out of myself and the top of myself, the top of the Godhead. I was put out of myself before the year 1980. So I arrived in like what was the year zero. It would be like not counting the time I was alive before the counting of the time. And it went from zero to 1980, having to do with there was a stranger in my house. And just to give you an idea of that, Donna, the stranger in my house, caused the year to go from 0 to 1,980 just by herself. That's true that I don't have alive that way anymore because the time has been counted from 1980, 1981, 1982, all the way through 2025, and I am deceased right here. That means I deceased myself in alive time. I was aliving in 45 years of alive, but I have the first counting of the time from zero, from the beginning of count zero, all the way until 1980, 1980. That's the beginning of the counting of the time. And I'm deceased in 45 years, not 1980 years. So that means you have a problem there that's not solvable. You're not talking to Jesus, are you? Because Jesus is not alive either. So you have something wrong with you mentally ill that I cannot really help you with because you're put out of myself permanently. Yes, but you don't have an excuse to be the way you are. I am right here with you, and I am deceased right here. That means you are essentially twisted. There's something wrong with you interiorly that you're not supposed to exacerbate that inside of yourself by being wasteful about the money and property around yourself. It's not yours. Your put out of myself is known. That's why you're angry with me. That's why you say no to me and you think you have nothing to lose. And that's not true. I'm right here. It means you had something to gain. It means you had something to do with yourself for yourself because I can see you. You're still a part of myself, but I'm not a part of yourself. Yeah, well, you don't want to say that I'm not a part of yourself when I'm here. When I'm here, you're supposed to say that I'm a part of your alive, and it's a part of yourself that way. So, since you've been put out of myself and you find yourself alive and you don't care for yourself and alive because that's how you were put out of myself, what about your shunning problem? Because if you're shunning and you don't care about yourself, why aren't you shunning in the jails? Well, you don't know how to put yourself in jail because you're shunning. So you don't actually have a good grip on that you're shunning. You didn't say, oh, I just came out of shunning. I just realized that I came out of shunning. And you go directly to jail and say, I was shunning. I need to shun in the jail. You don't actually care about yourself that way. And you burned yourself to the bottom of the threatening, and I don't alive you anymore. That's not funny that you still talk to me. Ah, snap. It's no to you because you're you. And you're going to know that with yourself when I'm long gone. I know you want to tell me that, but I don't have a life for you anymore. As soon as I'm gone out of view of yourself, you're not going to see yourself anymore. You say goodbye to me, and that's saying goodbye to yourself. And you say it so hard, like you don't have a self. And you do. You're right there talking to me that you have some kind of opinion, that you think I have to live with some nervous breakdown or an utter meltdown of my life because you don't, like me. You didn't put your shunning in jails and prisons, so you want to burn your own self that way. And you would be nowhere near me in the event that you are in jails and prisons, shunning, because you're shunning. I know because someone who's feeding me supermarket food right now is shunning, but the supermarkets are as far in the wrong as that. They won't give me the food because I'm me. That means they are really consuming that he's shunning as much as I am, and I don't want to because shunning's illegal. I didn't hear him say that he's shunning, but I just think that he's shunning. Yeah, because I don't know what he's doing for me other than telling me that I shouldn't send him any more text messages about links to the internet, YouTube, where I have videos posted. Some of them are about himself. Yeah. He doesn't want to hear it. Well, I need to pay for the food. And it's true that he's paying for it is not myself, and that means it's illegal. He's trying to do something for himself, and I'm eating the food, and it just doesn't math out. He doesn't want the videos. I don't know. He's telling me not to send in the links. Why? If he's not, I don't know if he's viewing the links or not. I don't know if he touches on the link, goes over to YouTube and views the whole video, or if he just views a part of it, or if he doesn't view any of it. He told me not to send him the link. What is that about? What do you mean I'm not going to send you the link? You're not an actual phone number. You're a who, what, when, where, why, and how that goes with the phone number. You're part of a live. You're not part of a phone number. You're not in superior founder forming the phone number. You have genitals. Do you don't need me? There's somebody who's giving me food, and I don't need him a long time ago because he burned me a long time ago over the last name. Yeah, but I need the food, and I'm still talking to him over the food, and I'm trying to be as nice about the food as I can because I need the food itself. I also need a presence of mind. I need that my physical environment is safe for myself. And I also need that I can sleep. That's what I mean about safe. That I need the time and space to all fit together so that I can fall asleep at night, which is me being unconscious for, some hours. And then I need I need that every night. So that's why I'm always very good to people who are not good to me. No, I don't think that the person who's feeding me supermarket food is an acceptable human being. I think he's an illegal, alive shunt of a human being who doesn't know how to be good to me by turning himself into jails and prisons and using a prison office to feed me food money until I don't need it anymore because somebody else will take over doing that for him because they will be in jails and prisons and use a prison office to send me food money, and the next person will go into the jail and prison and use the prison office to send me food money for the supermarket. So the supermarket knows when they charge extortion money that they're getting it directly from a prison office and not from an office somewhere in traffic. So I'm saying that both for and against the person who's giving me supermarket food. Yep. The supermarket food is offered and I'll accept it. It's better than nothing because it's supposed to be restaurant food because I need this chef to cook it for me. I'm not a chef that way. I can't use the kitchen here for preparing food. I can use it for heat and eat, but not for like cooking, actual cooking. And if I do the cooking, I need to do the shopping, and I can't shop right now because I'm not tall enough anymore. I lost 2 inches of my height and I can't shop for food for myself anymore.